from me, but I do wholesome things too.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Kitty. Round of applause for Miss Kitty and that lovely story. Thank you for sharing.
So everybody call him Mr. Kitty now.
Miss Matt is now known as Mr. Kitty. Heard. So, next to the stage, in a further bid to disappoint his family and audiences alike, is Eric W. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. And, well, welcome. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I know it's a Monday. I know that's a little bit difficult with work and everything, but glad to have you guys here. And, well, I saw the most superior thing the other day, driving around, actually going to an event. Somebody had just placed a toaster out in front of their house. I guess for somebody to pick up, just a toaster sitting out there on the curb. And so the first thing that came to my mind was, I can't believe somebody's throwing out one of my old bath toys. I'm glad you laughed because I've been told quite a number of times that I shouldn't say stuff like that because it does creep people out a little bit. And I also know from experience I sometimes have a little bit of a serial killer vibe to me. But I like to just assure people that that's not a problem. I actually kind of like kidnapping a little bit better. Because once you get them down in the basement, well, you learn all about their family. It's like meeting a new friend. You wouldn't believe how much stuff they will actually tell you. However, I had to give that up to the wife for some reason, said that that's not a proper thing to do. And also, have you checked to see what postal rates are these days to mail an ear? So, I have to try and be funny though. I've been told a number of times I do have a face that only a mother can love. Of course, my real mother put me up for adoption as soon as I came out.
No.
So, I have to basically do with what I can, and that's try to entertain a little bit occasionally. However, people do have a habit of taking me way too seriously sometimes, something I've had to dial back a bit, especially at work. Because occasionally, I do work in insurance, so it's a very serious job a lot of the time. So when I really get the temptation when somebody asks a question about what we should tell a lawyer to do with something, I'm really afraid the next thing I'm going to hear on the phone is, well, sir, yeah, you could bend over and take that lawsuit. So I try to dial it back a little bit. However, one place I don't dial it back on is on social media. Because everybody seems to be way, way too serious on social media. And I caught one the other day. That's one thing I like to do sometimes is, the problem is too many of my friends know me and they'll always break in, ha ha Eric, you're doing a funny thing here. I almost had one on the line. This one, got to reel him in a little bit the other day. So somebody had put up something about how the nation's getting dumber and something about PhD, so I went, PhD sounds like, well, call me libtard stuff to me. So of course I got somebody right away. And then followed up their little comment about being smooth-brained with a little thing about, well, Karl Marx invented universities in order to turn our kids into gay and trans and then turn them back again, over and over and over again with vaccinations until they're all gender blobs being sacrificed to Satan in the arbor, and that's why they killed Nixon. Somebody believe me.
Oh no.
Going, now I know how you Trump voters sound. Keep in mind I'm not a Trump voter, obviously. But, yeah, finally had to break it up and everything. But it was enjoyable. But, again, people take things way too seriously. The reason I have these cue cards, by the way, is because the other day I had an entire second part of my act So I was practicing it here at Leo's, and it vanished. In fact, it's still not even there. I have no idea. It wasn't nervousness or anything. It just completely went out of my head, which I attribute to my oncoming dementia. And I attribute a lot to that in a joking manner, but I've always kind of been a little bit on the strange side when my brain decides to malfunction. In fact, one of the cue cards I have is to remind me of a story. Just says dumb shit. Because I like to think of the affectionate things my dad used to call me.
Oh, no.
And this is one time when he did call me that, because I'm probably about 8 or 9 years old. We're out camping, we're out near Morristown, out a little bit west of there. Probably Thanksgiving or something like that. And I wake up in the middle of the night and really have to go to the bathroom. So my brain at the time thinks, well, if I'm going to pee on something, it's got to be upright. What's upright around here? Oh, my dad's horseshoe set. So I figured, it'll be fine. He'll never notice. It'll dry by the morning. So first thing wakes me up in the morning, who the hell pissed all over my horseshoes? And so I know that when the dementia really does hit, that probably about anything upright in this town is going to be a target. And so what's going to be the result of that is either my wife keeps me indoors, or when tourists come up here for one of our events, they get out of their car, take a big smell of the air, and think they're suddenly in downtown Tucson.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much.
That was really good, Eric. So just so everyone knows that me and Eric, we're still talking about it, but there's a possibility that we're going to have a